An eldritch god existing in a parallel dimension that has the powers to gift humans telekinetic abilities and send monsters from that dimension to us. It can possess humans, turn humans into slobs of symbiote-like flesh that connect to form a monster hive mind, all while his true form exists in that dimension, waiting for the portal between our worlds to break and for him to rule over everything. And this TV show decided that his biggest threat, this Lovecraftian entity's biggest threat, is a little crying girl who puts her hand out like this. No, there's more to this being than that. Before we get into the video, shout out to Ron Sensei, one of our valued Discord server members who made this beautiful, gorgeous piece of artwork of Zaffy. Shout out to him. Everyone should be checking out the Discord to see more awesome artwork like this. All right, now on to the video. A being known as the Mind Flayer, a spider-looking entity from another dimension that is one of the most terrifying cosmic presences in any TV show, sci-fi, horror, whatever. It's like Sauron in its presence, this overarching demonic creature that's puppeteering all the things happening on our world. The biggest question is, what is the true nature of this being? Where the hell does it come from? What is its origin story? Well, you see, we have one dimension called the Upside Down, which is basically our world, but flipped, with humanity being gone. Instead of humanity, we got monsters here, all right? The way the skies look, you got flakes pouring down. Everything is different. It's like a cold version of our reality. You have a place called Dimension X, a place that's older than any other, seemingly. Okay, a place where gravity works differently. It's like the hollow earth we see in the Monsterverse in many ways. It has pure psychic energy all around it. Okay, this sounds very similar to another dimension, which we will mention from another fictional universe. Okay, and similar in this dimension, you have monsters like this, which are corrupted beings of nature that exist here, similar to how humans exist on Earth. Is this a parallel reality of ours? No, it's a space between spaces, in my opinion, a dimension between ours and the Upside Down. This is where the Mind Flayer lies, as a cloud of particles, this shadow. Okay, a formless shadow that exists in the ether that connects everything and controls all the beings in this dimension. But our story of understanding starts here with a little boy named Henry, who accidentally, when taking a trip down to a cave, comes across this experimental technology used to bridge the gates between dimensions. And it transports him into Dimension X, where he witnesses the Mind Flayer as a shadow of particles. And he's influenced by the Mind Flayer to the point where it gives him abilities. 12 hours later, after this event, he's sent back to Earth, and he is no longer the same man. His blood is different. He's gotten powers now. His personality's changed to the point where he's more detached from humanity, y'all. And he grows up to be this man. Okay, one of the first test subjects that humans created in Dawkins' lab to experiment with the other side. They took a bunch of kids and tried to experiment with the other side, and a lot of these kids gained powers, including one named 11, played by Millie Bobby Brown. And both of these two started feuding. He tried to be a mentor to her, but when his true nature was realized, that he no longer is that sweet innocent boy that got transported there. No, he's become corrupted by the Mind Flayer. He has lost all love for humanity. He finds them disgusting things that need to be vaporized and destroyed. They get into a fight of telepathic proportions. He gets nuked, and she destroys him so badly. This guy takes L's all the time against this girl, I guess. She destroys him so badly, she sends him to the other side and destroys his human form almost. And when he's there, his human form is dilapidated. Using his telepathy, he forms a shape out of the cloud-like particles that make up the Mind Flayer, so he can understand it. He forms it into a spider because he, as a boy, loves spiders. And now he turns into this Vecna, a villain that does the Mind Flayer's biddings as his pawn. He's basically like what Sauron is to Morgoth, except nowhere near as powerful, obviously, but still, that is what his role is. And according to him, this realm is one that is unsoiled by humanity, and that's why he loves it. He wants every realm to be like this now, because humanity is disgusting to him. And that, you can tell, is an influence by the Mind Flayer. This is where we get an inside look into what the Mind Flayer truly is. Think about it like this. Unlike the Demogorgons we see, which are more predatory in nature, they're just basically animals. The Mind Flayer seems like an intelligent, strategic, almost godlike being. He has a connection to the hive mind. Many Lovecraftian entities that we've seen do the same thing. He controls all demogorgons and then human hosts that he's able to possess. It has a shape and behavior that's abstract. Yes, sure, you can manipulate into one shape, but its true form is something incomprehensible, okay? It's a being of pure energy, thought, and an interdimensional essence. I believe that the Mind Flayer is not just your typical alien from another dimension. No, he's a primordial being beyond space and time, older than the Upside Down. He probably came here, conquered the Upside Down, invaded it, and seeks to do the same to our world. Entirely possible that the Upside Down was a bit more like our universe. Alright, it literally was just a parallel reality, but then he came through and turned it and corrupted it into what it is now by using the essence of Dimension X. Okay? He's a conqueror, not a creator. He's not a full-out god. He's somebody who would rather want to be worshipped. Okay? He's not native to the Upside Down. He wants to expand beyond it. Okay? Every single being that he possesses, all his creatures, they're like a cult of worship to him. We see this in season 2 of Stranger Things when he starts manipulating and possessing different human beings. They're like mindless bots that worship him, right? That's what he wants. He wants to worship and absolute control over everything. Very similar to what the Mind Flayer actually is in the Dungeons and Dragons game. That's how he got his name. The kid's named in the Mind Flayer. A sadistic aberration seeking to expand dominion over all life forms, controlling all their minds. Similar. Very, very similar. I believe he was once worshipped by other beings in the universe, way, way back in the day, and then he was forgotten as he was plunged into Dimension X. This realm of pure psychic energy beyond anything we've seen, right? I think he is very, very similar to the Chaos Gods of the Warhammer 40k lore. Okay? Stay with me here, okay? Think about it like this. Since the dawn of time, this is how the Chaos Gods are explained. Since the dawn of time, there were tides and waves of psychic energy flowing unceasingly through the mirror realm of the warp. Similar to Dimension X, all this pure psychic energy where people are getting telepathic powers from, right? And such is their power that they forge creatures made of the very stuff of dreams and nightmares, similar to the demogorgons on the Upside Down. At this time, the emotions of sentient mortals flowed and ebbed as water does in a stream. So, you got a universe filled with energy, and within that universe you have pockets, dimensions, filled with different ports of energy, alright? Then you have us thinking and feeling beings, okay? In these dimensions, you have corrupted beings starting to manifest from them, okay? Pure psychic energy. As the intelligent mortal species of the galaxy grew and prospered, so did the strength of their emotions. Eventually, the entities within the warp grew to such a point where they could act independently of the general flow and become gods of chaos. This is what I believe the Mind Flayer was. I believe this is a thing that grew because of all the collective energies, emotions, all of that. And he turned into something else. He was the one he was the center point of it all. He became so powerful because of us, because of life in the universe, all confounding and building him over time. Eventually, these extinctual, formless entities gained a rudimentary consciousness of their own, just like the Mind Flayer did. The Chaos Gods were born, vast psychic presences composed of fantasies and horrors of the mortals. It sounds very similar to the Mind Flayer. These are the ruinous powers, and each one is a reflection of the mortal passions that form them. I believe the Mind Flayer is a reflection of all the negativity, the darkness, okay? The warp entities are created and sustained by the emotions and collective desires of every sentient being in the material universe, okay? The most powerful and malevolent of these beings have become the gods of chaos. Same with Dimension X. The most powerful being in Dimension X that grew as a result of the sentient beings and all their emotions and the suffering and pain and all that darkness and negativity. He is the culmination of all that. He thrives on negativity, suffering, and worship under those conditions. Remember what the Chaos Gods in Warhammer are able to do. They're able to corrupt men and literally turn them into demon magicians or demon sorcerers of theirs, right? It's very similar. What does he do? The Mind Flayer takes a guy like Vecna, gives him powers, and then turns him into an abomination that serves him, right? And what do the 40k Warhammer gods want? They want to destroy the barrier between the warp and us and plunge everything into chaos so they can control it all. Similar to him, he wants to do the same shit. That's what he hires Vecna to do. That's what he wants to do. Plunge our world into the Upside Down. Make us like Dimension X. He wants to make everything like Dimension X because then he'll have true sovereignty over it all. The only thing that threatens him is this girl, this dumb chick. all right? Because she's the only one who is able to take the powers, hijack the powers he gives to his servants, and use it for good, use it to oppose him. And that means if she can do it, other people can do it too, and that's a direct threat to his cult of worship that he wants so badly. Now, the craziest thing about this is Stranger Things makes me believe that she is his mortal enemy. She's beaten him or thwarted him 3 times now. She's closed the barrier between him and us many times now, and it's getting to the point where this is getting ridiculous, okay? I get it. 11's powerful. She's like Carrie, all right? She's telepathic. But he is overpowered to a different level. At worst, you could say, okay, because he's a being that thrives on negativity, that she inspires positivity. She's one person. What's the positivity she inspires, okay? What, with Mike? You're telling me that this is like the light side versus the dark side of the Force, where Mind Flayer is Palpatine? She's Luke Skywalker, and he's what, Yoda? Obi-Wan? But giving her a victorious, happy speech that makes her go crazy and do this? This is stupid writing right here. This is low IQ writing. That's not how you do it. You never ever want to see people like this win a fight against like being like the Mind Flayer, especially Mike, for God's sakes, twist his freaking neck off. Vecna, okay, fine. Vecna, you are a loser. You are 0-3 to this girl now. Go get lost, get fucked. You are the worst servant, and Mind Flayer should realize this, that Vecna is pathetic. Leave him. Mind Flayer should target the one that lies among this group. The one that he almost possessed all the way back. The one who he already has a window into his mind from the earlier seasons. Will. Look, what is Will's existence right now? He loves Mike a lot. Mike is with 11. You can use that. The Mind Flayer can use this and twist this. He thrives on negativity, suffering, and darkness. He can use the pain of Will and twist it against him, turning him corrupt. You cannot fight the Mind Flayer. There's no such thing as fighting a cosmic entity with your hands or power. No, you're not getting into a fight with a being like this. This is an eldritch god. 11, you're nothing to this man, okay? But you can fight one of his vessels. You can fight his best vessel yet, Will, full corrupt. Will should nuke Mike from orbit. Let's kill Mike very brutally, okay? And that will create the suffering and darkness among the group that the Mind Flayer wants, and that will twist him against 11. Your perfect weapon to use against 11. And in order to defeat the Mind Flayer, I don't know, maybe Will can redeem himself at the end and he can team up with 11. I don't know. They're going to have to open up a dimension to a realm that lies opposite to Dimension X. Because remember, Dimension X is this space of psychic energy that's existed before. And the Mind Flayer is this manifestation of all the negativity in the universe, right? Well, there's a chance that there's an opposite force to that. You can find an entity that is opposing that, and you can use that entity's help to open up another dimension where all these beings can get funneled into, right? You can do something like that. I don't want to see 11 beating a Lovecraftian entity by doing this. No. There are other ways you can reach into the cosmos. You can open a dimension somewhere else instead of the upside down. That's how it needs to happen, okay? That's what it is. If you want to know my thoughts on why Mike should get brutally murdered and why there's a good justification for offing more and more characters this season, watch this video here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.